Hi there. In this video, we're looking at the second part of the question, what is the Injeel? In the first part, I actually looked through some verses of the scriptures and saw what the gospel, what we call the gospel, what the Arabic calls the Injeel, that it is from the Greek Evangelion. And that's what they call the Injeel in Arabic. We've seen what that is. Jesus preached the gospel. He preached the Injeel. He didn't preach from the Injeel. He didn't preach from the gospel. He actually preached the gospel. In fact, he is the gospel because the gospel means the good news. He is the good news. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That is the gospel. But our Muslim friends claim that the gospel is a book that Allah gave to Isa ibn Maryam. And so we're asking, okay, what is that gospel? What is it? Is it a physical book? Is it a revelation? What is it? What is the gospel? That is what we'll be looking at. As from the Christian perspective, I've explained what the gospel is. Now it's the time for the Muslims to explain what the gospel is. So, but what I'm going to do in this video is to let one prominent Muslim debater from Hyde Park in London, otherwise known as Speaker's Corner, we'll let him explain in this video what the what the Injeel is. And so there was a conversation between Mansour. If you have been conversant with the Speaker's Corner, you understand, you know who Mansour is. Mansour and God Logic. God Logic is a Christian apologist from the USA, and he and some other Christian apologists traveled from different countries. Some went from US, others from other European countries, and converged for about 1 to 2 weeks. They converged. They actually they actually swooped on. I don't know whether that's whether that English is correct, but they came on. They landed at the Speaker's Corner and dominated conversation. Here I'm going to share with you conversation between Mansour and God Logic at Speaker's Corner. So it's a 25-minute video. 24, almost 26 minutes, 25:39. But I want to clip some parts. If you are interested, if you just type God Logic versus Mansour in YouTube, you're going to find it. I may also drop the link in the description box. By the way, the Muslims posted this and were shouting that Mansour won. That's how it works with the Muslims. No matter how they are roasted, they are still the winners in their own eyes. So here, this is God Logic. Here, the black guy with his hat to the back, his hat facing the back. Mansour is starting as God Logic is wearing white hat or white cap with it turning the front to the back. Mansour is taller than Mansour. Mansour is facing the camera and is in front of God Logic, shorter. His own cap, blue, and with deep blue dress. His cap is facing the front. So let's see. I'm going to play the part where the real question was asked. What is the Injeel? So I hope we're going to enjoy it. So we're going to be listening to about 20 seconds of their conversation here. Let's go.
Where we can see or verify where Jesus said this. We have no evidence of this claim, right? That's what you said. We don't have any evidence really of Jesus's words. That's what you said. So we can't find this. So what you have, because yeah, this is what you said. You said that.
You have a memory problem.
Well, no, I have perfect memory.
You know, sometimes I lose my memory.
Yeah,
that's fine.
It's okay. So it's good. It's good. So you said this is because over the centuries, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th century, the Christians have corrupted their scripture, and that's why we cannot find the true words of Jesus. For example, him mentioning that Ahmed will come after him. So you just busted Muhammad, where your Quran says, and Allah, by the way, because Allah says that they had the Injeel. They had the gospel that Jesus preached. They had it with them.
Do you have
And
them?
in that,
Do you have them?
wait, you're saying that we don't?
Of course not.
Okay, good. So what is the Injeel?
Let me tell you.
All right, good.
Exactly. So now it's my turn to speak. right?
Absolutely. What is the
Thank you.
Injeel?
I'll take it. And then I'll go back to the concept of
What is the Injeel?
Excuse me. So now, the Injeel.
Now watch what is going to play out here. Watch what is going to play out. God Logic brought to Mansour's attention, and it's there. It's all recorded. Brought to Mansour's attention some of the things he said earlier on, because he said that the reason we cannot find the words of Jesus, the reason I'm going to play that, the reason we cannot find the words of Jesus is that, I mean, when they said the words of Jesus, they were talking about the prophecy. I think it's in Surah 61, Ayah 6. When I say prophecy, I don't believe in it. The apparent prophecy, the seeming prophecy of Isa ibn Miriam, where he said, somebody is coming after me whose name is Ahmed. That is in the Quran, claiming that Jesus said somebody would come after him and his name would be Ahmed. And so God Logic is asking Mansour, all right, where did Jesus say that? I did a video on that before, where it shows in our Bible, in the Gospels, where Jesus Christ actually said this. Let's see the quotation. And Mansour said, we cannot find the actual words of Jesus in the books, in the documents that you people possess. Because over the centuries, Christians have been, and the Jews have been corrupting their books. He said so. And so God Logic said, this is what you said. And Mansour said, no, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. Let me repeat it for everybody to just see what I'm talking about. Let me repeat it. So, and then after repeating it, I'll go to the section where Mansour said exactly that. So let's see.
So look. So when you say, for example, that that we don't have any of the documents where we can see or verify where Jesus said this. We have no evidence of this claim, right? That's what you said. We don't have any evidence really of Jesus's words. That's what you said. So we can't find this. So what you
That's what I said,
because
right
yeah.
Now, did you hear Mansour? He said, that's not what I said. Mansour just said, that's not what I said. And I'm going to show you where Mansour said that. Where Mansour said that. But he denied, said, that's not what I said. So I'll go and play where Mansour said that in the same video. And I will come back and play the part where he said, that's not what I said. So around minute 13, close to minute 14, listen to the conversation.
Is mentioned by name. Where?
I'll answer again. You do not have the document surviving, and I'll tell you why. The existence.
Wait, say that part again. Sorry. Repeat yourself. I didn't hear.
You do not possess the documents in which we can find these names, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, you got it there. You do not possess the documents where we can find this name. Let me back a little, and then you still listen to that, where God Logic was taking on Mansour and say, where can we find the place where Jesus mentioned Ahmed? And Mansour said, the reason we cannot find it is because you don't possess the documents where we can find this name. Listen.
You're not listening to my clarification.
Wait, hold on.
necessary.
Let's listen to each other. 61 verse 6 says Ahmed is mentioned by name. Where?
I'll answer again.
I thought everybody should know that this is very clear. 61 verse 6 says Ahmed is mentioned by name in our gospel, in our Bible. And he said, where? Let's listen to the response of Mansour. This is getting interesting.
You do not have the document surviving, and I'll tell you why. The existence.
Wait, say that part again. Sorry. Repeat yourself. I didn't hear.
You do not possess the documents in which we can find these names, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, so you do not possess the documents in which we can find this name, and I will tell you why. So Let him go ahead and tell us why.
Because Christians have been, as well as the Jewish people, throughout the centuries, corrupting the so-called words attributed to the prophets and messengers and vice versa. For example, I alluded to you how the corruption took
You just
place
threw Muhammad under the bus.
even in the first 400 years of Christianity. People were corrupting the text left, right, and center.
So you've heard it. So the reason we cannot find Ahmed written in our books today is because for the first 400 years of Christianity, Christians, and by the way, the Jews, he said so, were corrupting their scriptures. And he just said they were corrupting their scriptures left, right, and center. So he said it. All right. So, and he said, you do not possess the documents where we can find this name, where we can find where Jesus said this. That's what it means. Okay, so let's fast forward a little and see what Mansour now said. He never said that. So back to around minute 21. Let's see.
Move up a bit, don't relax.
Yeah, sorry. No, about that. Sorry, my bad.
Have some private space.
So look. So when you say, for example, that we don't have any of the documents where we can see or verify where Jesus said this. We have no evidence of this claim, right?
So how did God logic how did he lie now? He said, you said, for example, we do not have the documents. We do not have any of these documents where we can verify where Jesus said this name. He was literally repeating what Mansour said. Let's see the response of Mansour.
That's what you said. We don't have any evidence really of Jesus' words. That's what you said. So we can't find this. So what you have,
That's what I said.
because,
But
yeah, that's
I'll let you
what you
continue.
said.
Did you see that? He said, that's not what I said. And God logic stuck to his gun and said, no, that's what you said. And we have it on camera.
You said
You have
that.
a memory problem. but
Oh,
anyway,
no,
continue.
Now listen to what Mansour said. You have memory problem. He started insulting him. You have memory problem. You have memory problem. I'm going to play that again.
Right? That's what you said. We don't have any evidence really of Jesus' words. That's what you said. So we can't find this. So what you have,
That's what I said.
because,
But
yeah,
anyway,
that's
I'll let
what you
continue.
said. You
You
said that.
have a memory problem. but
Oh,
anyway,
no,
continue.
I have perfect
Like,
memory.
sometimes I lose my memory.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's
No
okay.
worries. It's
So
okay.
it's good. It's good. So
Now, watch the response of Avery when Mansour started insulting him that you have memory problem. He said, okay, it's good. He didn't react. That's Christianity. That's the spirit of Christ. Very different from the spirit of Islam. We're going to see the reaction of Mansour later when God logic said, I'm not going to let you lie. Okay, but before that, let's just continue.
you said this is because over the centuries, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th century, the Christians have corrupted their scripture, and that's why we cannot find the true words of Jesus. For example, him mentioning that Ahmed will come after him.
He literally repeated what Mansour said. He literally just repeated what Mansour said. And Mansour is still arguing, still saying, no, that's not what I said.
So you just busted Muhammad.
He was saying that he had memory problem. Just few minutes before he said so. And it's on camera. I just played it back and about 2 times for people to watch, to listen. And Mansour is saying, no, that's not what I said. Okay, let's see where this is going. And so God logic starts saying, well, you just got Muhammad busted.
Your Quran says, and Allah, by the way, because Allah says that they had the Injeel. They had the gospel that Jesus preached. They had it with them.
Do you have
And
them?
in that,
you have them?
wait.
Now, this is where it gets interesting. And so God logic said, your Quran literally says, we have the Injeel. It's not what we call Injeel anyway. Okay? I've explained what Injeel is to the Christians. It's not a book given to Jesus. Quran says, Muhammad says, Allah says, it's a book given to Jesus. So that's the difference. That's one of the differences. But let's even assume that that is true. But Quran says the Christians at the time of Jesus still had the Injeel. They possessed it. Mansour says, no, they did not. Because for the first 400 years of Christianity, they had corrupted. Meaning that the corruption took place before Muhammad was born. And so if it took place before Muhammad was born, Christians did no longer possess that book, according to Mansour. They didn't possess it, even at the time of Muhammad. But the Quran says the Jews and the Christians still had their books at the time of Muhammad. Let's enjoy more.
You're saying that we don't? Of course not. Okay, good.
So you see, you need to confirm from them what they mean. So when he said, no, you don't have it, I'm going to play that again. God Logic said, are you saying we don't? He said, yes, you don't have it. So let me just back a few seconds and you're going to see what. Listen attentively.
That they had the Injeel. They had the gospel that Jesus preached. They had it with them.
Do you have
And
them?
wait.
And so Mansour said, do you have them? Do you have them? Meaning that, no, you don't have them. So do you have them? Okay, let's listen.
Wait, you're saying that we don't?
Okay, so God Logic now said, are you saying we don't? This will be the second or the third time that Mansour in this video is saying, no, you don't. And that's what led to the question. Okay, so what's the Injeel? Let's watch.
Of course not.
Okay, good. So what is the Injeel?
Let me tell you.
All right, good.
Exactly. So now it's my turn to speak.
Absolutely.
Right?
What is the
Thank you.
Injeel?
I'll take it. And then I'll go back to the concept.
So now the question becomes, what's the Injeel? It's time for Mansour to respond. Please listen attentively to his response. What's the Injeel?
What is the Injeel?
So now, the Injeel is what God gave to Isa alayhi salam.
What was
Okay, so he said the Injeel is what God gave. What God gave? Was it a cup? Was it a cup like this? Was it a pen? Was it a pen? Like this? You can see it on the screen. Was it a mouse? Was it a mouse? Was it what? Was it? Was it a mobile phone? What God gave? Can you see deception? Injeel is what God gave. So God Logic had to say, okay, what is it? What? He is avoiding saying the book. The book, because he understands that is problematic. There is no book given to Jesus, given to Isa ibn Maryam. And he had to say, it's what God gave. What is it? What did God give? What did God give to Isa? What did Allah give to Isa? Say it, Muslims. What is the Injeel? And he said, it's what God gave. You see that he has not answered the question. What is the Injeel? It is what God gave. What is it? What is it? And so, God Logic is not going to let him escape. He will not allow him. He wanted to say that and run away. He said, no, wait there. What is it? Is it a bed sheet? Is it a car? Is it a pair of shoes? What did Allah give to Isa?
You're interrupting. I'm explaining.
You interrupted me the whole time.
Do you have a problem on letting people speak?
Okay, so he starts complaining now. You are interrupting. No, he's not interrupting. He's just clarifying. You've just said Injeel is what God gave, what Allah gave to Isa ibn Maryam. And he said, okay, what is it? That's not interruption. He just wants you to clarify. And then from here, he begins to complain. You are interrupting. You are interrupting. No, he's not interrupting. What is it? What is it? You know what? He cannot mention it. He cannot. What is the Injeel? It's what God gave. What? The question is what? You are repeating what? What is Injeel? It is what God gave. What is it? And now he's complaining. Let me back a little, and then you see. It's all over. It's all over for Muslims.
So now, the Injeel is what God gave to Isa alayhi salam.
What was that?
You're interrupting. I'm explaining.
You interrupted me the whole time.
Do you have a problem of letting people speak?
Now, for the second time, it's insulting again. Do you have the problem? This is how they, in a very surreptitious way, very softly, they insult you. First, he said he had a memory problem. He had a memory problem. He let that slide. Now he's saying, do you have problem of letting people speak? Do you have problem? This is a conversation. And you see the way he is. It is this attitude of superiority complex. Because the Quran says that Muslims are the best of creatures. And as you've seen in another series entirely, I did another series on the sacred knowledge. Muslims are instructed to insult, to denigrate, to look down on unbelievers, on Christians. And that's exactly what he's doing. By saying, are you stupid? Are you an idiot? Are you foolish? You can watch that. I think it's part 2 or part 3 of what is the sacred knowledge in Islam. So let's go on.
I have a problem of letting people lie. I'm trying to help.
Okay, so we get there. Do you have problem of letting people speak? He now said no. I have problem of letting people lie, because he was actually lying. He said something and is denying it. That's lying. And he got offended. Listen.
Be on track.
You just called me a liar.
Yes, I do.
End of discussion.
He couldn't tell me what the Injeel was.
He calls me a liar. He should have at least have.
After you tried to insult my intelligence. After you insulted my intelligence. And now he.
Okay. Then here is the third insult. He called me a liar, but he should have had the intellectual capacity to say maybe you make a mistake. He should have had, that is the insult. But that's how Muslims talk, and they think they're entitled to talk like that. And unless you're trained to understand their mindset, you would just overlook these things. And that's why we're telling our Christian brothers, you need to learn apologetics. And when you are dealing with Muslims in particular, you need to understand their frame of mind before you will be able to engage them. You should have at least had the intellectual. I'm going to play that again. Listen and watch his mouth, because there's argument back and forth. You may not really understand that he said so. But I'm actually going to play another part where he said so earlier on. Not only to God Logic, but to all the Christians that were there. He said they had an intellectual problem. Listen.
End of discussion.
So he shook hands with him. He even tried, because Muslims are not to shake hands with the infidels. I want to believe he is not pretending here, because in an Islamic empire, it is an insult for a Muslim to shake hands with an infidel like God Logic. It will stain them. It will defile them. We are defilements according to them. And they'll be pretending that these things are not true. They'll be pretending. But you can't tell me that, because I understand if any Muslim in Nigeria says what I'm saying is not true, of course you know that I have your books. I have your books. I've just been reviewing Reliance of the Traveler. I've just been reviewing it. Go and check what is the sacred knowledge in Islam. So if you want to say no, it's not true, then come on board. Come on board and let me expose you. So he shook hands with God Logic, which is commendable, and he says, game over. I'm not going to debate you again, because you called me a liar. But he was all the time insulting the Christian. So it is his birthright to insult Christians, but Christians must not respond.
Tough. He couldn't tell me what the Injeel was.
Now watch where he said you should have at least had the intellectual capacity or intellectual something. Listen.
Calls me a liar. You should have at least have.
After you tried to insult my intelligence, after you insulted my intelligence, and now you can.
Did you see that? He should have at least had the intellectual ability. It's all insult. What has intellectual ability got to do with? Okay, you should have given me the benefit of the doubt to say, maybe you made a mistake. That's how to say it. If he actually wanted to say God logic insulted him, the way he should say it was, you should have at least had the, you should have given me the benefit of the doubt to say maybe you made a mistake. No, he didn't say that. He should have at least had the intellectual. You understand that? It's all insult. And he wants to complain. He wants to complain that somebody called him a liar. But he was lying right in front of the camera. He said something and he's saying, no, I didn't say that. That's lying.
You can't take.
Excuse me.
You can dish out, but you can't take.
I'm not interested in speaking to someone who accused people of lying.
But you accuse me of having memory problem of.
Okay, so now God logic is calling him out. He's saying you accused me of lying. He said, okay, but you accused me of having memory problem. That's not an insult. That's not an insult. You insulted him and said he had intellectual problem. That's not an insult. Just answer the question. What is the Injeel? Do you see that he has not answered the question? The Injeel is what Allah gave to Isa ibn Miriam. But what is it? He can't answer it. So that's the challenge to you, Muslims in Nigeria. What is the Injeel? What is it? Let's just let the whole thing play a little.
Of messing up your words. So you can insult my intelligence, but I can't say that you're a liar.
Okay, so you can insult my intelligence. God logic was telling him, you have the freedom, the latitude to insult people, but they can't say you are lying when you are actually lying. They can't say you are lying when you are actually lying.
You're a liar.
Capable to speak.
Is there anybody else who's a Muslim that can tell me where the heck can I find Jesus saying Ahmed?
Anyone?
Any Muslims? Any Muslims? Any Muslims? Any Muslim? Any Muslim? Any Muslim? All right, take care. All right, guys. Say bye. Say bye. 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 Bye.
God is king.
Bye. Go on this side.
And so you see the outcome. This is one of the boldest Muslims at the speaker's corner. He couldn't answer the question. What is the Injeel? Christians in Nigeria, can you? What is it? What is the Injeel? You can't. You can't, because if you try, you're going to burst your prophet. You get Allah busted. You get your Quran busted. Thrown under the bus. You get Muhammad busted. What is the Injeel? Before I close, I said something. I said, Mansour, he had earlier insulted the intelligence of all the Christians there, not only God logic. And here is somebody towards the end who is complaining of being called a liar. But he actually lied. And I've shown how he lied. So let me show that. Watch the conversation. Listen to what Mansour said here.
Focus.
That really shows the intellectual maturity of the Christian crowd.
Oh, did you see that? I'm going to play it again. That really shows the intellectual maturity of the Christian brothers in this place. Always insulting the intellectual maturity. Listen.
The question was, can Allah be wrong about anything? Mansour refused to answer the question, but everybody else
Correction.
answered yes.
You did not.
Everybody else said
You did
no.
not give me
Whoa.
Okay, so what led to this part was that God logic was asking him, can Allah be wrong in anything? Can God be wrong in anything? It's a very straightforward question. Can God be wrong in anything? And Mansour kept on saying, have you finished your question? I want to answer. Will you let me answer? No. Just God Logic had just started responding and he said, okay, before I even continue, I have something to say, but just briefly answer this and then I'll continue. Can God be wrong in anything? And he's not going to answer it. It took about 5 minutes before he finally said, okay, God cannot be wrong in anything. And then I busted your game. Which game? Which game? I don't want this thing to be too long, but watch the whole thing. Let me play that one. And up to the point, I want to play it up to the point where he said, that shows the intellectual, did he call it dishonesty or maturity or immaturity of all the Christians here?
Terrible. You are here to play a game. Look, we busted your game, right?
Really?
If you want to continue
You
talking
just
to
busted
me,
Allah and Muhammad.
hang on. We busted your
You
game.
busted
here.
Muhammad.
You
I'm about
busted
to show
your
you out.
game.
That's why you don't want to
So,
answer.
If you want to engage with me talking,
That's why you don't want to
hear
answer.
my answer.
That's why you don't want to answer.
Have you
We
finished?
busted your game.
Have you
That's
finished?
why you don't want to answer the
Have you
question.
finished?
Okay, how about I'm gonna just respond.
Have you finished your question?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Okay,
Finish your
so
question.
I'm-
But I'll answer.
okay, thank you. All right.
Finish the question. Which question? The question is, can God be wrong in anything? What do you mean by finish it? Finish what? Just say, okay, yes, or say no, or say, okay, it cannot be wrong in anything, and let him continue.
So it's okay. We good. We here. We good. So the question was, can Allah be wrong about anything? Mansour refused to answer the
You
question,
didn't give me
but
the
everybody else
Correction.
answered yes.
You did
Everybody
not.
else said
You did
no.
not give me the
Whoa,
opportunity to speak.
whoa,
You did not give me
whoa, relax. Yes, I did. Yes. It's a yes or no, Mansour. It's a yes or no, Mansour.
Here he's alleging that he was not given the opportunity to answer the question. So I'm going to back a few minutes. I'll come back to this minute 17. He's saying he didn't give him the opportunity to answer the question. Let me back a little and see how many minutes he's been asked. Can Allah be wrong about anything?
No,
If you're gonna speak to me,
it's very
why
fair.
don't you ask me
It's
and
very
answer?
fair because you won't. So I need to ask your supporters.
You're very
You got to
unfair.
ask the
You
people.
didn't-
You
you
didn't answer
asked the question,
You
and
didn't,
you don't give
you
me
didn't
opportunity to
answer the
answer.
question, Mansour.
Ask him again.
Okay. Can God be wrong about anything, yes or no?
Are you finished?
Yes or no?
Did you see that? Can Allah be wrong about anything? The man just started talking. I said, okay, let me quickly ask you this, then I'll continue when you answer. Can Allah be wrong about anything? Have you finished? Finished what? Finished what? Answer the question. Can Allah be wrong about anything? Watch.
Let the crowd tell him. Ask him. Is he finished?
It's a yes or no. So I
Are you
can
finished?
continue.
Are you finished?
I'm asking this for a reason.
I am going to answer, but I don't want you to interrupt.
All right,
Are you
pause.
finished?
Yeah, so no. So it's okay.
No.
So,
It's not okay.
It's a no. I don't want
It's
you.
not okay.
I don't want you to
It's
answer.
not okay.
I don't want you to
I don't
answer.
want
It's
to
okay.
talk to you.
It's okay.
I don't want to talk to you.
Well, that's fine.
Because you
Look, don't.
And so eventually, God Logic said, okay, if you're not going to answer, I don't want you to answer. I want to continue. Then at that point, he said he wanted to answer the question. Okay, go ahead and answer and listen to how he did it.
Don't run away now, man.
You're running away.
Don't run away now, man. Come on, man. Don't run away now. Come on,
You know what? It's my
Mansour.
time or your time.
Come on, Mansour. Yo, come on, man. Come on, man. Mansour, really?
Shameful on you, isn't it?
No, it's terrible.
You are here
It's
to
shameful
play a
on you.
game. Look, we busted your game, right?
Really?
If you want to continue
You
talking
just
to
busted
me,
Allah and Muhammad.
hang on. We busted your
You
game
busted
here.
Muhammad.
You
I'm about to
busted
show
your
you out.
game.
That's why you don't want to
So,
answer.
If you want to engage with me talking,
That's why you don't want to
hear
answer.
my answer.
That's why you don't want to answer.
Have you
We
finished?
busted your game.
Have you
That's
finished?
why you don't want to answer the
Have you
question.
finished?
Okay, how about I'm gonna just respond.
Have you finished your question?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Okay.
Finish your
so
question.
I'm-
Then I'll answer.
okay, thank you. All right. So it's okay. We good. We here. We good. So the question was, can Allah be wrong about anything? Mansour refused to answer the
You
question,
didn't give me
but
the opportunity
everybody else
Correction.
answered yes.
So did you see? He is saying he didn't give me the opportunity to answer the question. How many hours do you need to answer that question? Can Allah be wrong about anything? How many hours do you need, Mansoor?
You did not. You did not give me
Whoa,
the
whoa,
You did not give me
whoa, relax.
He said he didn't give him the opportunity to speak. That's why the man was saying, what are you talking about? Now watch when he said, that shows the intellectual maturity of the Christian brothers here. Watch.
Relax. Yes, I did. Yes, yes. It's a yes or no, Mansoor. It's a yes or no, Mansoor. Mansoor, we right here. We're here. We're right here. Focus.
Does it mean?
Focus. Focus.
That really shows the intellectual maturity of the Christian crowd.
Did you hear that? That really shows the intellectual maturity of the Christian brothers. This is the guy that was insulting everybody here and there, saying that they had memory problem, they had intellectual incapacity, and this and that. And he still kept on lying. He said something that the Christians had corrupted their books for the first 4 centuries even before Muhammad came. And that is why we don't have the documents that contain Ahmad. And when God Logic said, okay, you said this. He said, no, that's not what I said. And God Logic said, okay, I'm not going to allow you to keep on lying. At that point, he said, you are calling me a liar. And he left. He didn't want to be called a liar, even though he was lying. But he could insult everybody. That's what you have in Islam. That's why you have all these imams and sheikhs and how they talk to everybody and saying, and they will say, that what kind of daft question is that? What kind of stupid question? That's what they say. They insult everybody, but you can't talk. You can't call them out. You can't respond because they believe that they have the right, they have the entitlement. They have all the knowledge and all the backing of Allah to insult you and to look down on you and to denigrate you, because that's what is in their Sharia. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If anybody wants to answer the question, any Muslim, what is the Injeel? It's still up to you. Let's see whether you'll be able to do it. Thank you and God bless you. Catch you in the next video.